Imagine waking up to find your nosy neighbor, clipboard in hand, already staking out your backyard at dawn, declaring your property community space like she's the queen of suburbia. But what if that same busybody, armed with fake signatures and a smug grin, was about to learn that her power trip would end in a humiliating faceplant of her own making? In the sleepy suburb of Willow Creek, just outside Denver, where manicured lawns stretched like green carpets and every mailbox matched the neighborhood's aesthetic guidelines, lived Alex Thompson. Alex wasn't the type to chase trends or attend block parties. He'd scraped together every penny from a decade in construction, back-breaking shifts under scorching sun, weekends lost to overtime, to buy his modest 2-acre lot at the edge of the development. It wasn't much, a cozy bungalow with a vegetable garden, a tool shed he'd built himself, and a small chicken coop for fresh eggs. But it was his sanctuary, a buffer from the world's chaos, where he could tinker in peace and watch the Rockies fade into twilight without someone breathing down his neck. The HOA, led by the infamous Barb Wilkins, had other ideas. Barb, with her perfectly coiffed bob and pearl earrings, ruled the neighborhood like a benevolent dictator, or so she pretended. Community harmony is our sacred duty, she'd chirp at meetings. But everyone knew it was code for do as I say or face the fines. Alex had heard the rumors, how she'd once fined a family $500 for a pink flamingo lawn ornament, claiming it disrupted visual cohesion. He kept his head down, paying his dues on time, figuring as long as he didn't rock the boat, they'd leave him alone. But deep down, he sensed the air thickening, like the calm before a Colorado thunderstorm. One crisp autumn morning, Alex stepped out for his coffee ritual and froze. There was Barb, planted firmly on his driveway, flanked by 2 board members wielding tape measures and a digital camera. She didn't even glance up from her tablet. "Good morning, Alex. We've got exciting news. The board's approved a green initiative. Your lot's excessive open space is perfect for a communal garden. We'll start by removing that unsightly shed." Alex blinked, steam rising from his mug. "Excuse me? This is my property. You're not part of my deed." Barb flashed her trademark smile, the one that screamed I'm right. "You're wrong." "Oh. But it impacts us all. Think of the children, they deserve more play areas. We've voted, it's for the greater good." The board members nodded like bobbleheads, one snapping a photo of his coop as if it were evidence in a trial. Alex felt a knot twist in his gut. But he didn't explode. Instead, he sipped his coffee, eyes narrowing. Greater good. Huh. Funny how that always means taking from someone else. Barb waved it off. Cooperation is key, dear. Resistance just complicates things. As they sauntered off, Alex watched, mind racing. Whispers had already started, neighbors eyeing his yard during evening walks, muttering about wasted potential. He knew this wasn't random, it was the first salvo in a war he hadn't declared. But Alex wasn't one to panic. He'd dealt with shady contractors before. Quietly, he started documenting photos of their footprints on his grass, timestamps on their emails. Patience, he thought. Let them dig their own grave. The pressure mounted like snow piling up before an avalanche. Barb's friendly reminders flooded Alex's inbox, citations for non-compliant foliage because his tomato plants weren't pruned to HOA specs, even though his lot predated their rules. Your garden is visible from the street, one read. It must align with our palette, no reds over 6 inches. Alex chuckled bitterly, replying politely, noted. But my deed says otherwise. Her response? A saccharine, we're all in this together. Meanwhile, The slander machine revved up. At the next HOA meeting, Alex wasn't invited. But a sympathetic neighbor leaked the minutes. Barb painted him as the villain. Mr. Thompson's hoarding his land like a miser, she declared. Voice dripping with faux concern. It's selfish. Really? Our kids need safe spaces. Not as clutter. Soon. The neighborhood Facebook group lit up. That guy's chickens are a health hazard, probably spreading diseases, one post read. From an account Alex traced back to Barb's crony. Another, heard he's running an illegal farm. Property values will plummet. Alex scrolled through. Jaw clenched. As likes piled up from people who'd never met him. He could have fired back. But no. He printed every post. Added it to his growing file. One evening. A drone buzzed overhead while he watered his plants. Peering up. He spotted the operator, a board member, waving cheerfully from the sidewalk. Just mapping for the garden project, the guy yelled. Alex waved back. Forcing a grin. Careful up there, might snag on my invisible force field. Inside. He seethed. But his plan was forming. He hired a surveyor discreetly. Confirming his boundaries were ironclad. Barb, sensing no pushback, grew bolder. She showed up unannounced with a landscaper. Pointing at his shed. We'll relocate this for you, free of charge. The landscaper shifted uncomfortably. Alex leaned on his rake. Relocate? To where? Your backyard? Barb huffed. Don't be dramatic. This is progress. As she left. Alex muttered under his breath. Progress my ass. The mics were picking up. He knew her type, power-hungry. Terrified of losing face. Let her overreach. He thought. The bigger the swing. The harder the miss. Tensions boiled over as Barb's antics turned from annoying to absurd. She organized community walkthroughs, groups of residents parading near Alex's fence. Peering in like zoo visitors. One Saturday. A dozen showed up. Kids in tow. Tossing balls over his boundary by accident. A boy scrambled after one. Trampling his herbs. Oops, the mom giggled. Alex stepped out. Arms crossed. Oops. That's my basil you just flattened. She shrugged. Lighten up, it's for the kids. Barb. Leading the pack. Beamed. See? Natural integration. Your space could be so much more if you'd share. Alex picked up the ball. Tossing it back harder than necessary. Share? Like how you share fines for crooked blinds. The group tittered nervously. But Barb's eyes flashed. Sarcasm won't change the vote. Alex. We've petitioned the county for easement rights. That night. The harassment peaked, eggs splattered his mailbox. Graffiti reading hoarder on his gate. Alex wiped it off. Camera rolling, he'd installed motion sensors weeks ago. The footage? Clear shots of teens egged on by a familiar pearl-eared silhouette in the shadows. But Barb wasn't done. She escalated to outright sabotage. Slipping a notice of violation under his door claiming his coop violated avian welfare standards. Remove her face liens, it threatened. Alex laughed darkly. Dialing his lawyer friend. Liens on what? Your imagination? The rumors hit fever pitch, he's anti-community. Probably hiding something illegal. Barb whispered at coffee clutches. One neighbor confronted him at the grocery store. Why fight us? Barb says it's inevitable. Alex smiled thinly. Inevitable? Like her grip on that presidency? He could see the cracks, board members avoiding her calls. Residents grumbling about rising dues to fund her initiatives. Barb. Smelling dissent. Doubled down. Hosting a rally in the park. Alex's selfishness endangers us all, she proclaimed. Voice quivering with manufactured outrage. We demand access, for safety. The crowd murmured agreement. But Alex lurked at the edge. Notebook in pocket. Her hypocrisy was gold, preaching safety while trespassing. He waited. The damning evidence stacking like kindling. Soon, he'd light the match. The explosion came on a sunny afternoon. The kind where suburbia gleamed like a postcard, until it didn't. Barb arrived with her full entourage, board members. A county clerk she'd sweet-talked. And a bulldozer rumbling behind. Today's the day, she announced triumphantly. Stepping onto Alex's lawn like she owned it. The easements approved. Clear the way for our garden oasis. Alex emerged from his house. Folder in hand. Calm as a judge. Approved? With what signature? The crowd, neighbors drawn by the noise, hushed. Barb smirked. Waving a sheaf of papers. The board's unanimous vote. Your land's underutilized, we're reclaiming it for equity. Alex opened his folder. Voice steady but laced with venom. Equity? Let's talk about that forged signature on page 3, mine. Apparently. And this map? Redrawn to swallow my lot. Funny. The county says it's fraud. Gasps echoed. A board member blanched. Barb. You said he consented. She faltered. Face flushing. Miscommunication. He's bluffing. But Alex held up his phone. Playing footage, her directing the vandalism. The drone incursions. The slanderous posts. Bluffing? Or busted? The clerk snatched the papers. Scanning them. This is falsified. Ma'am. You're in deep trouble. Chaos erupted. Neighbors turned on her. You lied to us, one yelled. Our dues funded this crap, another spat. Barb's confidence shattered. Her voice shrill. You ingrates. I did this for you. She lunged for the folder. But tripped on her own tape measure. Sprawling in the dirt, pearls scattering like defeated soldiers. The bulldozer driver. Sensing the shift. Killed the engine. Alex stood tall. The crowd's eyes on him now with respect. Greater good. Right? Turns out. It's not so great when it's built on lies. The sheriff arrived minutes later. Summoned by the clerk. Handcuffs clicked on Barb's wrists for fraud and trespassing. This ain't your kingdom, the deputy drawled. As they led her away. She wailed. But the community needs me. Alex couldn't help a sardonic grin. Nah. We need less of you. In the aftermath. Willow Creek didn't just recover, it transformed. The HOA board dissolved Barb's regime overnight. Electing a no-nonsense mom who'd once clashed with her over holiday lights. No more power trips, the new president declared at the emergency meeting. Dues dropped. Rules simplified, no surveillance without warrants. No expansions without full consent. Neighbors who'd shunned Alex now waved hello. One even baking him a pie with sorry for the BS iced on top. His garden flourished. Untouched. And he added solar panels, defiantly non-compliant with old aesthetic nonsense. Barb? She faced charges, forgery carried a $10,000 fine. Plus community service picking up litter in the very parks she tried to improve. Her house sold quick, whispers said she fled to a condo where HOAs were banned. Alex sat on his porch that first quiet evening. Beer in hand. Watching fireflies dance. The air felt lighter. The boundaries firmer. He'd won not with rage. But with receipts, proof that patience unmasks tyrants. but as satisfying as her downfall was. It left a lingering question, in a world of overreaching rules. Was Barb the real villain? Or just a symptom of a system that lets petty despots thrive? You tell me, was Alex right to fight back? Or should he have just cooperated for the so-called greater good?